Welcome to the show today. And on the show, I want to talk about dream homes. Dream homes, like a dream house that you've always wanted. Getting your dream home. I've always wanted a dream home. And to be totally truthful and honest, I never got that. Okay, you're a big baby. Yes, you are. And you're still upset. You're 66 years old and you still didn't get your dream home, so you're crying about it. No, I'm not. I'm just speaking the truth. When we were first married, we had an apartment on Tunnel Hill Road in Lebanon, Pennsylvania. And then we bought a mobile home, a trailer, a 14 by 70, and put it in a trailer park and had to pay lot rent. We stayed there a couple years. I got out of the National Guard for a while, and I drew out my retirement from that, and we bought an acre of land and put our mobile home, that 14 by 70, on that acre lot. And then when we sold that, because I found a house I really liked, on Kuckendorfer Road in Lebanon, Pennsylvania. It was a bi-level. It had an acre land, but the lot was really bad. It went downhill in the back and it had a lot of brush, and mowing was a real treat. Anyway, we put an above ground pool in there, and it was a nice home. It was nice, but it went up a lane that we shared with neighbors who came in the back, and then winter was a real treat trying to plow that thing, paying people to plow it. And no, it was not my dream home. It was a nice home. So, searching for my dream home, I was always searching for my dream home. I know until I'm with Jesus in heaven and he has a room prepared just for me. I don't get it. I don't understand it. But he says he has a room prepared just for me. And I don't think I will be satisfied until I'm there. And I don't think anybody really is satisfied until they're there. But you should live where you live and make the best of it. And God has what he has planned for you. And you have to live with that and still love people and love Jesus, of course. Love the Lord with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. So we had put that 14 by 70 on an acre lot. That was in Jonestown, Pennsylvania. That was on Camp Meeting Road. Was it 1107 Camp Meeting? I think, no, that was Mifflin Street. It was 411. Anyway, it was on Camp Meeting Road. And then we sold that because I wanted a house. Of course I wanted a house. Who doesn't? I was working for the Pennsylvania Army National Guard full time, so I knew he could afford it. But then when I was pregnant again, I decided to stay home, so I stayed home for a while. But we had bought the house in on Kuckendorfer Road, 811 Kuckendorfer Road. That was the 811. And that was a nice little house, like I said, up a lane, but it wasn't my dream home. So then I was looking for a dream home, and my husband said if it has ceiling fans, if it has a wood stove, if it has a garage, if it has at least this much land, I think it was a half-acre land, I found that. But then the garage was shorter. It wasn't a full garage. It was only like a third of the room. And we kept wood in there for the wood stove. But it had the ceiling fans. It had everything. It was a split level. I'm sorry, not a split level, a bi-level. It was in Cornwall. So we were moving up Cornwall, Pennsylvania. Moving up. Those who have got it live in Cornwall. Anyway, I believe that, so my daughter had to go to Cornwall Elementary, which she loved that. She met her good friend there, and then she went from there with that friend when they were teenagers in high school. Cedar Crest High School, that's where my daughters went, and me too. In that school district, she went to Cedar Crest High School. She did not in Jonestown anyway, but Cornwall and Lebanon, Pennsylvania on the outskirts, because it was Lebanon High School, but because my husband went to Lebanon High. Rivals. And I went to Cedar Crest High School in Lebanon, Pennsylvania, and we found a house. Well, I found it, and he said it had the criteria, so we sold the house. The bi-level that had the above-ground pool, we sold to someone, and we moved out to Cornwall to 25 Palmer Street, and then it changed to, no, it was something else, but anyway, 25 Palmer Street. Was it 11 Palmer Street? It was a different, and they changed the address and redid everything, and we had that pretty much where we wanted it. But then I wanted to go back to college, start college, I guess, with the National Guard. I was back in then. And then we had a second mortgage on that house and decided to get out of that. And that wasn't my dream home, but it was a beautiful home and I loved it. So, but we sold that, and then we bought my mother-in-law's house on Mifflin Street, 1107 Mifflin Street in Lebanon, Pennsylvania. It was a single home in the city, and I know I was moving out of that house the day we moved in, because she had rented it for years and years, and it was filthy, okay? he remodeled the downstairs, and then we sold that like 7 years after we moved in there, and we found a house. I did, up in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. That was beautiful. It had a spot to put an above ground pool. It had everything I wanted. It was my dream house, my dream home. And it was a short sale. Well, to make a long story short, the sale fell through. The people came up with the money. I think their son helped them, and he was going to rent it, so they weren't selling it. So my dream home went no dream home. So then we found a house on the same street that my daughter lived in, and we moved to Carlisle because her son had autism. They diagnosed him with autism. He's like 19. He'll be 20 December 1st. But he was like 4 years old then, or 5. He was in kindergarten. I think he was in kindergarten when we found the house on Sandbank Road. They lived at 305 Sandbank, and we got a house at 602 Sandbank, so just up the road from them. The house was not my dream house. It was a whole acre lot too, which was a lot to mowing. The trees, the pine trees, sweeping up pine needles. It wasn't my dream house, but it's where God wanted me, right down the street. And I loved every second of living right there with my grandchildren when they were little. The older grandchildren that are 19 and 16 now, they were 5, and she had the baby then. And because her son had autism, he would always wake her up when she tried to let the baby sleep. I remember that. And I don't think they died. What was that? Anyway,
someone is at front door.
Oh no, someone's at the front door. Anyway, they diagnosed him with autism. My husband's out there, so he'll get the front door. And that was not my dream house there, though, when we were right down from them, 305 and 602 Sandbank Road. Then we were like mortgaged to death there too, because the house was really high. It was expensive. And so would have the short sale been. But then we found a small house that needed a lot of work down the street at 803 Sandbank, and we bought that, and that was fixed up. But then my husband, like I said in my other video, wanted to move to Missouri, where our youngest daughter was, because they were moving to Alabama, Montgomery, Alabama, for his job. So then we moved to Missouri and sold 803 Sandbank Road, our little bungalow we called the Love Shack. Is a little old place where we can get together. Love Shack, baby. So we only had around $50,000 cash then from that sale, and from the sale of 602, and then we bought 803 Sandbank Road. So we looked in Webb City, Missouri, and found the cutest little house for about $55,000. But she wouldn't come down. So we bought their friend's house, my daughter and her husband's friend's house, that needed a lot of work, and that was a bungalow, but it wasn't my dream house. So we fixed that up and then sold that to my son-in-law from Webb City's his sister, and we're here now. We retired. So a dream home, you don't always get your dream home. That's what I'm trying to tell you in the show today. So be happy you have a house, and be happy that it is God's plan that you go with. I'm happy I have the husband I do, because if I would have married the first or second guy I dated, I might have killed one of them. Sorry, but I have to say, I didn't, and I won't. They're friends. Well, the one he lives in Pennsylvania yet, in Camden, Pennsylvania. I think the first one I dated, and the second one lives in upstate Pennsylvania. What's the name of that place? I can't think of it. It's not Pine Grove, Pennsylvania, but it's up there somewhere. Tower City, Pennsylvania. Anyway, you don't always get your dream home, but be happy and thank God that you have what you have, that you're blessed. I know I'm blessed. And I just want to say, I hope you're having a wonderful day, and that you keep singing and dancing.